If you're watching this video, that means you're just like me in the past. We had no idea how to talk to people. It always bothered me how some people could effortlessly start conversations while I stood there alone, my head filled with random nonsense, just trying not to mess up what I was going to say. If you've ever been in this position, this guide will help you. No, it's not just some random advice. These are practical tips you can use right now. Let's get started. Step 1. Fix your mindset. Most people struggle in conversations because they're focused on the wrong thing, themselves. What if I say something dumb? What if they think I'm boring? The truth, people aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you think they are. They're thinking about themselves. The best way to be more confident in conversations is to shift your focus outward. Instead of worrying about how you sound, focus on making the other person feel heard and interesting. Think about the last time a friend stumbled over their words or wore mismatched socks. Did you dwell on it for hours? Probably not. You might have already forgotten about it. And guess what? That's exactly what happens with other people too. They're not obsessing over your little mistakes as much as you think. Conversation is a skill that can be trained and improved with practice. If you're just starting out, begin by observing people. Visit a cafe or another social setting where people naturally interact. Pay attention to how they communicate, what topics they discuss, how they respond to each other, and the flow of conversation. Most importantly, watch for any awkward moments or small mistakes someone makes. Maybe they mispronounce a word, spill their drink, or say something slightly offbeat. Then, notice what happens next. More often than not, others either don't react much or quickly move on, proving that small social missteps aren't a big deal. This is what they called the spotlight effect, which shows that people overestimate how much others notice their mistakes. Observing real conversations will help you realize that perfection isn't necessary to be a good conversationalist. Try this for a few days until you start feeling more comfortable and confident. Once you've built that foundation, it's time to move on to Step 2. Step 2. Low-stakes practice. Now that you've spent some time observing how people interact, it's time to dip your toes into actual conversations, but in a way that feels safe and manageable. Start with quick, low-pressure interactions. These could be casual greetings, saying good morning to a barista or cashier, simple comments, mentioning the weather or a shared experience, asking easy questions. Do you know if this cafe has Wi-Fi? Or, what's your favorite item on the menu? These tiny interactions are like warm-up exercises. They help you get used to speaking without the fear of judgment. More importantly, they reinforce a crucial realization. Most people respond positively, or at the very least, neutrally. Do this consistently for a few days or weeks. Once you feel comfortable, it's time for Step 3. Step 3. Mastering the art of starting conversations. So, you're ready to talk to people, but what do you actually say? The trick is to make starting conversations feel effortless, while also being prepared. Let's break it down. First, prepare beforehand, so you never run out of things to say. If you struggle with conversations, a little preparation goes a long way. You don't need a script, but having a few go-to topics in mind can boost your confidence. Think about recent events. Did you hear about that crazy new AI tool? Pop culture. Have you seen the new season of a popular show? Personal experiences. I just tried new hobby. It was surprisingly fun. Having these in mind reduces awkward silences and helps steer conversations naturally. Second, use small talk as a warm-up, not a barrier. As an introvert, I used to hate small talk because it felt meaningless. But now I know the truth. Small talk is just a warm-up for deeper conversations. It's how people gauge if you're approachable. It's not about the words themselves. It's about building comfort and trust before diving into something deeper. The key is to make it feel natural. Instead of forcing deep topics immediately, start with light, low-pressure chat. Have you read any interesting books lately? I tried a new restaurant last weekend. Have you been to any good places around here? Or, I saw a funny story online today. Have you heard about it? These simple, open-ended questions make it easy for the other person to continue the conversation, and they give both parties the chance to talk about things they're passionate about. Having a mental list of questions or topics can help prevent the dreaded silence and keep the conversation flowing naturally. Third, ask for an opinion. People love giving them. Instead of a yes/no question, ask for quick opinions. I'm stuck between iced coffee or hot. What's your go-to? I need a new Netflix series. What's the best one you've watched lately? What's the best place to eat around here? People enjoy sharing their thoughts, and this makes it easier to continue the conversation. Fourth, start with a shared experience. If you're at an event, in a class, or even just waiting in line, use the shared environment as an icebreaker. For example, this speaker is great, huh? So, how did you end up here today? I was not expecting that plot twist. What did you think? When you point out something you both noticed, it creates an instant connection. Fifth, Use the simple introduction approach. Sometimes the best way to start is just to introduce yourself. Hey, I don't think we've met. I'm John. Hey, I see you around a lot. I'm John. I'm John, by the way. What's your name? This feels confident and direct without being awkward. Step 4. Handling social missteps. No matter how skilled you become at conversation, you will mess up sometimes. Maybe you misinterpret a joke, accidentally talk over someone, or say something that lands awkwardly. The key is not avoiding mistakes. It's knowing how to recover gracefully. Don't over-apologize. Acknowledge and move on. If you say something that doesn't land well, a quick, light correction works better than excessive apologies. Example, you. Wow, that's crazy. Oh wait, not crazy like that, I just mean surprising. Them. Oh yeah, I get it. A simple correction is all it takes. Most people won't dwell on it unless you do. If you forget someone's name, be honest. Forgetting a name happens to everyone. Instead of awkwardly avoiding it, just admit it with confidence. Example, I'm so sorry. I remember our conversation, but I blanked on your name. Remind me? It shows honesty, and most people will just tell you without judgment. Pro tip, if someone forgets your name, make it easy for them. Instead of saying, wow, you forgot, just reintroduce yourself naturally. Oh yeah, I'm John. We talked about that movie last time. How to recover from talking too much. Sometimes you realize you've been rambling. Instead of panicking, just reset the balance. Example, wait, I've been talking too much. What about you? Why it works. People appreciate the self-awareness and will usually be happy to jump in. If you say something truly awkward or offensive, let's be real, sometimes we mess up. If you say something that comes off the wrong way, the best thing to do is acknowledge it briefly. That didn't come out right. Sorry about that. Adjust and move forward. No need to over-explain. Just shift the topic and keep the energy light. At the end of the day, becoming better at talking to people isn't about being naturally charming or extroverted. It's about practice, patience, and small shifts in how you approach interactions. So go ahead, take that first step. Say hi, ask a question, start the conversation. Because every great speaker started as a beginner. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.